Hey, Yuri back with you, and another question for you with respect to omega-3 fatty acids today. And again, a lot of people have been asking questions on my Facebook page or sending us emails. And again, relating to this whole fish oil omega-3 question, we've talked about the benefits and importance of supplementing with fish oil or a really good quality omega-3 supplement because of its anti-inflammatory benefits inside your body. But for those of you who don't want to eat fish or consume fish oil because of kind of ethical or reasons, or if you're a vegan or whatever, you've been asking, okay, well, what is a good vegan alternative to fish oil? So that's a great question, and it's a very, very common one that is very misunderstood because, again, you have to really understand when we look at supplements, right, there's a manufacturing company behind that supplement, so the information they're putting out a lot of times will be biased towards why you should consume that supplement. They won't really bring up all the contraindicatory research which shows that, okay, well, maybe this isn't the best for this reason or whatever. As an example, so let's say you don't want to have fish oil. Let's say you're looking at things like flax oil, hemp seed oil, which probably be the two best alternatives for higher sources of omega-3 fatty acids, which, by the way, I must say are amazing. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you why they're good and why they're bad. Not that they're bad, but why they're less effective, I should say, than fish oil. Okay, so fish oil has this purpose. You're not gonna add fish oil to your salad dressing just because of the taste. I mean, you could, but I wouldn't recommend it. It's usually one of those things where you just kind of take in a capsule or a spoonful in liquid form and just kind of shoot it back. Flax and hemp seed oil offer a little bit more flexibility. You can add them to smoothies, you can add them to salad dressings. So they're a really nice way to get omega-3s additionally in, other than just by the spoonful. So, you know, you can have flaxseed oil or hemp seed oil in like a yogurt, in the salad dressing, in a smoothie. There's a lot of options for that because they just add a little nice, nice touch, nice flavor to those dishes. The problem with plant-based omega-3 fats is that they're very poorly converted inside the liver. Okay, so the liver here's basically how it works. You consume an omega-3 fatty acid, and that omega-3 fatty acid needs to be broken down ultimately into EPA and or DHA. Okay, and then from there, those are broken down into prostaglandin 1 and prostaglandin 3, which are anti-inflammatory, very, very powerful anti-inflammatory short-acting hormones. That's essentially what prostaglandins are. They are very short-acting hormones. Okay, and we want PG1, PG3. Those are the anti-inflammatory ones. PG2 is more pro-inflammatory. So the problem is that with plant-based stuff, okay, so when we're looking at flaxseed oil, hemp seed oil, the conversion from the omega-3 parent oil to EPA and DHA is very minimal, and most research has shown that it's less than 1%. Less than 1% in adults. That is significant. Now, there's also people that claim that the parent oil, so the actual omega-3, is what benefits us internally, not the EPA and DHA. I have yet to really find any significant evidence that that's the case versus the EPA and DHA. Having said that, I'm not saying that flax oil or hemp seed oil is a waste of money. It's not, because again, there will be some benefit to getting some of that in, even if the conversion to EPA and DHA is very, very minimal. Okay, so again, there probably is some benefit to just having the omega-3 as the parent oil itself inside the body at some level. But the real benefit is coming from the EPA and DHA, which are coming down from the breakdown of the omega-3 fatty acids. Okay, now the benefit of fish oil is that fish oil comes literally in a preformed, it gives you the preformed EPA and DHA. That's like, your body doesn't have to break down the omega-3 fats into that. That's the way it's kind of coming into your body. So it's very, very fast acting as an anti-inflammatory in that perspective. So you're getting, if you're going to spend money on a flax oil, if it's like one or the other, flax versus fish, you're going to get more bang for your buck out of the fish oil in terms of the health benefits. But if you don't want to consume fish oil, that's fine. Hemp seed oil, flax seed oil are fine. Just understand they're not going to be converted very readily to EPA and DHA. The other thing you may want to consider is an algae supplement, and a lot of algae out there are a lot of algae supplements are really good. I've personally never used any because I use a fish oil, but they're very, very good, very, very great, good sources of omega-3 and EPA and DHA. So you can check into some of those. The other thing I want to mention just very quickly with whichever one you choose, whether it's a fish oil or a flax oil, hemp seed oil, is this notion of rancidity. Okay, so fats are very good for us, okay? But you need to understand, and I go into a lot more detail about this stuff in Super Nutrition Academy, where we have an entire module on fats. So you understand why the molecular chain of a fat is very important. Okay, so for instance, there's a very big difference between the molecular chain of butter, okay, the fat in butter versus omega-3 fats. As an example, omega-3 fats have a number of double bonds. Okay, the long chain double bonds, they're very liquid, even at cold temperatures, right? That's why cold water fish are so high in omega-3 fatty acids, because even when they're swimming in the great north, those very, very, very frigid waters, those fats are not turning to solid inside their body. If they did, they would just be like, solid ice as they went through the ocean. So omega-3s are very resistant to cold temperatures, and that's why, cold water fish tend to be higher in them. The problem though is that when we start looking at the quality of an oil, if you leave, I've mentioned this before in a previous video, omega-3 fats, because they're very delicate oils, because they have these long chains and several double bonds, they are susceptible to heat, oxygen, and light. So if you open up the capsule of your bottle and you're taking some fish oil as an oil, not like the liquid, not the capsule, and you let it sit open like that, the oxygen is going to turn that oil very quickly into an undesirably rancid state. So you put the capsule back on, get it back in the fridge, and that's it. Okay, so don't leave those kind of oils sitting around in lights, exposed to oxygen, or do not. And I mean, really, this is bad stuff. If you're cooking with omega-3 fats, you should not be doing that. So do not use hemp seed oil, flax oil, fish oil for cooking of any kind, because the heat is going to turn them into very damaging, oxidizing oils inside your body. Okay, so they're very delicate. You need to treat them with care. They should be in a dark bottle, glass bottle. Keep them in the fridge. Minimal exposure to oxygen, light, and obviously no heat. And that's a very, very important consideration with respect to omega-3 fats in general, okay, whether it's flax, fish, or anything else. So with that said, I hope this has helped you out, and hopefully it's given you some idea of the difference between plant versus fish oil. And if you need more information on fish oil and some really good alternatives, then again, if you haven't done so, grab a copy of my fish oil report, the unbiased guide to choosing the best omega-3 supplements. Again, it's very, very, very affordable, and it's going to give you a ton of clarity with respect to this. My goal is that by the end of the report, when you're finished it, you'll be like, aha, I know what to choose and I know why to choose it, and that's it. There's no more confusion. You'll understand how to read the ingredient list and all that stuff and everything else. So the URL is right here or below the video. Grab a copy of it today. Do not miss out. You're going to love it, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.